To own a piece of history. I mean, it's like holding a story in your hands, right? It's this incredible passion that connects us across centuries, this drive to protect something beautiful from, well, time itself. But what does it really take to be the guardian of a timeless treasure? Let's dive in. Just look at this magnificent creature. It's a Greco-Roman lion griffin, carved out of marble more than 2,000 years ago. I mean, think about it. It's seen empires rise and fall, it's survived wars, it's passed through who knows how many hands to be here today. Honestly, its survival is nothing short of a miracle. But that brings up the big question, doesn't it? Okay, so it survived 2 millennia of history, but could it survive the modern world? Could it survive a really clever forger, a sudden fire, or just a simple, tragic fall? The threats to art today, they're more complex and dangerous than ever. So what is it that drives someone to take on this massive responsibility? Well, for a lot of people, it's this deep, innate passion. It feels almost genetic, like an unstoppable urge to find and acquire and just cherish these objects that have so much beauty and history packed into them. I love this quote from the collector Baron Lorne Thyssen Bornemisza. He says this passion is often nurtured. Growing up around beautiful things gives you an aesthetic predisposition. And from there, it's this whole journey of refining your taste over time, an exploration that, as he puts it, takes you into new areas. But before that journey can really get going, every collector has to become a bit of a detective. The very first and most critical step is authentication. And believe me, it's a high-stakes game of science, scholarship, and some good old-fashioned sleuthing, all to answer one simple question: is this thing real? For centuries, authentication really just came down to the connoisseur's eye. You had experts like Bernard Berenson, who you see here. These guys had an almost photographic memory for art. They could tell you who painted something just by the way the artist rendered an earlobe or the fold in a piece of cloth. They saw these details as an artist's signature, their unconscious shorthand. Today, though, that expert eye is just one piece of a much more rigorous puzzle. The best way to think about modern authentication is like a three-legged stool. You need all 3 legs for it to be stable. You need the connoisseur's stylistic analysis, sure, but you also need high-tech forensic investigation of the materials and a paper trail, a meticulously documented history, which we call provenance. And this really shows you how things have evolved. The expert's intuition is now backed up by this incredible modern toolkit. We're talking X-ray fluorescence, infrared reflectography, carbon-14 dating. These are tools that can literally see through layers of paint, figure out the age of a wood panel, revealing secrets that are totally invisible to the naked eye. And we can see exactly how this 3-legged stool works with a couple of famous cases. Take the Knoedler Gallery forgeries. Forensic analysis found modern paint that didn't exist when the paintings were supposedly made, and the provenance, basically 0. Result? Fake. But then you have the Salvator Mundi. Forensics confirmed the wood panel was from Leonardo's era, and a solid paper trail of studies supported the attribution. Result? An authenticated masterpiece. You see? If one leg fails, the whole stool just collapses. Okay, so your piece is authenticated. Phew, but the challenges have just begun. What if you want to loan it to a museum? Suddenly you're dealing with the absolutely terrifying logistics of moving a priceless, incredibly fragile object across the country or even across the world. And that journey is built on a literal mountain of paperwork. Every single step has to be documented. The loan form sets all the terms. The facility report makes sure the museum is safe and secure. The condition report, that's like a forensic before and after snapshot of the art's health. And then transport documents track its every move. You miss one step, and you could put the whole thing in jeopardy. I mean, this isn't just bubble wrap in a cardboard box. This is serious stuff. Look at this. It's a custom-built crate with precision-cut foam and materials engineered to absorb every little vibration and shock. It's a whole science dedicated to making a dangerous journey as safe as it could possibly be. And, this level of concern is nothing new. Almost 300 years ago, a German landgrave, returning a painting he thought was a Raphael, wrote to the owner to promise he had packed it with the utmost care. The technology has changed, for sure, but that fundamental principle of diligence and responsibility, that hasn't changed a bit. But even with the absolute best authentication and the most careful transport, the biggest threats are often the ones you never see coming. The everyday dangers that could be lurking right inside your own home. Let's talk about water.
One expert told a story about this beautiful collection of works on paper completely ruined when 2 water heaters on the floor above just burst. A 600-liter deluge, a collection that took a lifetime to build, just destroyed in an afternoon.
Or fire. And the irony here is just brutal. Imagine a pristine ultramarine blue painting by Yves Klein, famous for its incredible color, permanently damaged by thick black smoke from a smoldering carpet. The flames never even touched it, but the smoke ruined it. Then there's theft, and this fact is it's shocking. Art trafficking is the 3rd largest illegal trade in the world. It's right up there behind drugs and weapons. It's a massive global black market, and every single collector is a potential target. And sometimes the danger is, well, it's just us. One collector shared this absolutely heartbreaking story of falling down his own stairs and crashing right into a display case. He pulverized a magnificent Greek vase from the 5th century BC. Just an accident, a split second, and a piece of ancient history is gone forever.
But what happens after the fall? Well, the artist Book de Vries gives us one possible answer. He takes the broken shards of a shattered piece of ceramic and he preserves them inside a new glass vessel that traces the original shape. He calls it a memory vessel. It's like a ghost of what was, and it's such a powerful statement about fragility and loss and our drive to hold on to history, even when it's in pieces.
All of this, the passion, the risk, the detective work, it brings us to what a collector's true role really is. It isn't just about buying stuff. It's about finding this delicate balance between passion and pure, clear-eyed pragmatism. This idea is captured so beautifully in the Japanese art of kintsugi. Instead of trying to hide a crack, kintsugi highlights it with gold. The repair actually becomes a celebrated part of the object's history. The damage isn't the end of the story, it's just a new chapter, a philosophy that finds beauty in imperfection. And that leads us to this perfect final piece of advice from Baron Thyssen. Buy what you love. That's the passion part. But know that you will make mistakes. And that's the reason, the pragmatism. It's an honest acceptance that this path is full of risks, but that the love for the art makes it all worthwhile. Which really just leaves us with one last question to think about. When you consider the immense history these objects carry and the future they still have ahead of them, can anyone really own a piece of history? Or is a collector just its current guardian, a temporary custodian in a store that's going to outlive us all?